Andy, you know what we think about this stuff. What do the Mets think about the state of their starting rotation?
Honestly, exactly what you just said. This has to stop. Someone needs to step up. They know that they're not going to win the World Series unless like 3 starters improve. Literally, to get through a postseason series, you need 3 guys. So whether it's you pick up Senga, Peterson, Minaya, if you want to throw in Holmes in there, if you want to hope that Nolan McLean can catch fire out of his debut and become that guy. But they are a long way from having a World Series caliber rotation, and that's what they think. There's no sugarcoating it. They know that their staff is underperformed. They think that they're a playoff caliber team anyway, but the question becomes, are you a championship caliber team? And these guys are watching their own club as closely as we're watching them, and they know what's going on right now, and they know that it's not good.
So it's refreshing to know that they feel the same way that we feel, specifically that I feel in this particular case. The difference is they could do something about it.
And the trade deadline happened already.
Well, call up some of these young guys. You were the first to report that they're calling up McLean. You're going to be the first to report that they're calling up Sproat or maybe Tong as well?
Well, nothing like that is imminent, certainly. They're running Sproat I could see coming up at some point this year, although, again, it's not like a plan for it right now. Tong just got to AAA. That's never been a guy expected to pitch in the big leagues this year. But now they have some real roster crunch issues anytime they want to do anything like this. With all the acquisitions they made in the bullpen, there's not a lot of flexibility. So Montas is clogging up a bullpen spot right now. You can't even really find room to move Holmes into the bullpen without losing a Garrett or a Stanek, guys that have contributed this year, let alone call up another guy, add him to the 40-man roster. So it's not so simple as Brandon Sproat might give you a better chance today than whoever, Shalmanaya or somebody. It's like, how are you going to get him on the team? So it's tricky.
Yeah, and I think McLean, I can't wait to see him pitch this weekend. I really can't wait because he's showed that he can dominate AAA. He has a deep arsenal of stuff. All the pitches are pretty established, and he's just done so well this entire year, and there's nothing left for him to prove in AAA. So really excited to see him come up. I think that he could stick with the team going forward. When we look at a Sproat, for example, he started off a little bit shaky at the start of the season, and so we have seen him come out of it. But I'd like to see a little bit more dominance at AAA. Tong, I think it'll be unlikely if he is not the best of these 3 pitchers. Yeah. But he just got called up to AAA. And also another thing to note is that he was drafted out of high school. These other guys were drafted out of college. And so he hasn't had that much experience in these kind of high leverage situations. And at this point of the season for the Mets, every game is a high leverage situation.
Can any of the 3 pitch 5 innings, possibly?
Actually, no, right?
Well, then
McLean has not been doing that consistently enough, but I think that if he gives us 5, we'll be happy with that.
Yeah, correct. That's the point. The guys in the rotation now, they can't, or at least haven't for a long period here, given 5 innings. Emmanuel, do you think it's realistic to expect the Mets starting pitchers to improve here the rest of the way?
Very realistic because, A, how could it get worse than it is right now? You can only have a little bit of an improvement as we go forward here. Also, I believe in McLean's ability to jumpstart them, to give them a little bit of a spark. And the other guys, we're not talking about, oh, we're worried that Senga's going to burn out or Manaya's burning out. These guys were hurt. They're fresh. So going down the stretch, I think they can right the ship, start to get deeper into some ball games. Then Peterson, I look at last night, that's more the outlier than the rule. So Peterson, I expect to go 6 innings into the 7th inning. Senga and Minaya are the 2 guys. They got to be anchors in your rotation. But I'm not worried about their workload because they were hurt earlier in the year.
I'm not worried about their workload, but there's concern about Manaya's stuff right now. Is it going to build up to the point where he's the Sean Minaya that we saw last year? I do think that's a concern.